Suzuki DRZ4S crash bars installation guide. We have a left side and a right side crash bar. The supplied hardware: 4 M8 by 25 millimeter long socket head Allen bolts plus washers. I recommend that you put some blue Loctite on these 4 bolts. I already have. Then we have 2 M8 by 100 millimeter long tapered Allen bolts plus washers and nylock nuts. The tools I'm going to be using for the installation: 13 millimeter wrench or spanner, ratchet plus extension, M5 or M6 Allen sockets, or you can use Allen keys if that's what you have. In order to loosen and remove some OEM bolts, we'll need 8 millimeter, 10 millimeter, and a 12 millimeter wrench or spanner, and a 12 millimeter hex socket. So the first thing you got to do is to take off the header. On our bike, we have the Yoshimura header, and it slips apart up there, right there, and that needs to come off. If you have the OEM one, it's pretty much the same thing. It slips apart up here. You got 2 bolts, 1 bolt and 1 nut securing the header, so that needs to come off. We need to pull out the through bolts right there. So the through bolts are out. For this you will need 12 millimeter hex socket and a wrench or 2 12 millimeter wrenches, because both sides the heads are 12 mil. And on this side I took 2 bolts out of here, also 12 millimeter heads, and leave those in on the opposite side for now until the crash bar is mounted on this side. Then we have 2 bolts that need to get loosened. One up here, not the horn bracket, but the one above. And you just need to back out this bolt by about 6 millimeters or less than a 1/4 inch. The bracket of the crash bar will slip in here, the top bracket. Same thing on the opposite side. Back out this bolt so you can slip the bracket in. If you have to measure it, then measure it, but it won't have to come all the way out. And there's a rubber grommet on this side, so when you start tightening the bolt, it's going to suck that in very nicely. And then I'm going to grab the M8 by 25s and put them in at the back. You don't need to turn these bolts too much. Twice is more than enough for now, as long as you can't pull them out. As you can see, the structure is still nice and loose. So now I can slip the through bolts in the holes. So we got 1 and 2. So that's how we're looking. We have the through bolts in place. We have the front upper bracket in place as well behind the washer. And we have these 2 bolts in place as well. Still a little bit loose, which is good. So just like on the opposite side, this bracket needs to go behind the washer, like so. And then washer, top and bottom. And then spit on the supplied nylock nuts. Now, before you reinstall the header, you're going to have to tighten these 2 long through bolts here. And so this is the final look. Everything is bolted down nicely. All the bolts are nice and snug. However, before you get to tighten the bolts, I would suggest that you do so gradually. So turn the bolts here a few times, turn this bolt a few times, and the same on this side, the nuts as well a few times. So when it's all done, then you can go ahead and reinstall the header. Like I said, in this case, we have the Yoshimura header. These are fully compatible. That's why the bolts are countersunk here, because had we put in a socket head or even a hex head, the pipe would have come in contact with that bolt head. That's how tight Yoshimura designed this header, but it is what it is. We made our way around it, so they're fully compatible. And the other thing that the crash bars are compatible is the IMS fuel tank. I believe it's a 3.5-ish gallon fuel tank. So they are fully compatible. So that's how we are looking now with the crash bars installed. And also from this side. Like so. So should you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us via email, info@outbackmotortech.com, or you can also call toll-free 877-931-3636. Thank you for watching.